What's good, everyone? Welcome to another LiveWire Sports Media update with another fever forecast. All right, yesterday, the Indiana Fever took on the Chicago Sky, which it would be the third game of the season where the Chicago was down 2-0 to the Fever. But this game, just like the other two games, very intense. Granted, this game was a little cleaner. There was still some fouls that could have been made. There was a little trash talking a little bit, but none of the hard fouls. Caitlin didn't see a lot of hard fouls this game. But the game was a little bit tighter, cleaner. Chicago, for all sense and purposes, before I even dive into this video deeply, I want to take my hat off to the Chicago Sky. Because the fact of the matter is that Angel Reese played a really great game, 25-16. She didn't even score 8. She scored all her points in the second half. She only had 8 points in the first half when the Fever went into the break. But she came out in the second half and balled. She balled. You know what I'm saying? She balled. I can't knock it. I can't knock the hustle on it. She did her thing. She did what she's supposed to do. She put the team on her back when Trinity Carter was cooking in the first half. She wasn't cooking. She cooked in the second half. And then Cardoza chipped in whenever she needed to. But the fact of the matter is that Chicago made the adjustments that the Fever didn't make in the second half. And that leads me to go into this. Again, shout out to Angel Reese having a double-double. She had 25 and 16. She's the second player to do that besides Asia Wilson. Her and Caitlin both have double-doubles in this game. They both set records in this game. Caitlin, she broke the assist record, and she also lead all rookies in all rookie guards in double-double. So this game had everything it was. The antics, the crowd, the noise, the nail biting. But again, it goes back and leads to the same thing as always. Coaching adjustments. Christie Sides do not know how to coach. And a lot of us got caught up in a little bit of the wins. They won 6 out of 10. And yeah, they beat the Chicago Sky twice. They beat the Mystics twice. They beat the Dream twice. I do believe they beat the Dream twice. So, but at the same time, there were still times that Christie Sides needed to make the right appropriate adjustment. And just, I think, to me, shout out to Ben Daniels, because he pointed this out in one of his videos, and he said this. He said the dream game where the Fever went up big, and then Christie Sides adjusted where she didn't allow the lead to escape her. In the third quarter, when they came out in the third quarter, they ran on a 15. They ran up a 15-point lead, their largest lead in the game. But you could, and it's funny because you could not. Caitlin Clark played all 40 minutes of this game. She didn't say that one time, because she knew that Christy Wallace or Erica Wheeler was going to blow that lead at some point in time. And if she had built that 15-point lead and allowed Caitlin to set it for any point of the game, knowing that Nalasia Smith could not control, cannot stop Angel Wilson, it was going to be a problem. It was going to be a problem. The game, the Sky went on a 20-4 run late in the third to make the game tight, and they took the lead at some point in time, and it was going back and forth tight through the fourth quarter. But then it's the issue that we all continue to have is that why in the hell Christy Wallace is still playing in the game. Now, I didn't know this until I heard this on somebody else's channel, that Christie Sides and Christy Wallace are lovers. And if that's the case, that's really unprofessional to have a relationship with a player. And that's a conflict of interest, especially when you brought her and Wheeler over from Atlanta and you giving her minutes when she shouldn't be getting fucking minutes because she's trash. And if that's the case, Lynn Dunn her and Lynn Dunn needs to be fired at the end of the season. I don't think it's going to happen in the middle of the season. I think it's going to happen at the end of the season if the Fever make it to the playoffs. But anyway, I think let me watch thing freezing. I think Christy Wallace had 25 minutes in the game. Not Katie Lou, but Lexi Hall had 4. Lexi Hall is one of the best defenders, especially she could be able to stay in. She didn't pick up no fouls in the game. She only had 4 minutes, took 1 shot. No, 2 shots, 1 field goal and 1 3-pointer. But you could have used her more in the game. You could have used her more, especially when you playing this playing against a tall defender. Christy Wallace don't have the foot speed. She can't stick in front of them. Hell, there was times where Caitlin gave her assist and she blew it right under the backboard. Right under the backboard, she blew assist. Wallace had 9 points. She was 1 for 2 from 3-point line, and she had 4 field goals from the field. I don't even care about that because the 1 field goal, she took the ball, ran down the court. She didn't wait for nobody. They didn't got into a set. She pulled up with a jumper, and thank God she hit it. But the thing about it is that you continuously see these mistakes, and Christie Sides doesn't. And I don't even know if she don't know how to make the adjustment because Timmy Fanbegley is out, which hopefully she comes back soon. Me personally, I wanted to see Timmy Fanbegley in the Atlanta game and this game. I felt like she was back, but I'm not a medical doctor. I can't say when a person feel like they're ready because coming back in these 2 easy games, and not saying the Chicago Sky easy, but hell, you don't beat them twice and you damn near should have beat them this time. Tammy could have got her feet wet. She could have took some of the burden off of Alyssa Smith, in this game. Because the thing about it is, Timmy and Angel Reese is around about the same height. Then you make Angel Reese play differently. She's awkward. She's a good rebounder. She's awkward under the basket because she don't really have a form shot. So she tosses the ball, kind of like loft the ball up. I don't even see how, if you was doing that in the NBA, you got your shit blocked a lot. And the thing about it, these women don't play really tight defense. Nalaja Smith was getting her ass handed to her all game long. She was getting her ass handed to her. Why? Because the fact of the matter is that she couldn't handle Angel Reese. Didn't know why Christie Sides didn't move Boston on her. Boston is a bigger body. Angel Reese can't move her. Every time if they went against each other, Boston blocked her shot. I would have risked having Cardozo because Cardozo would have to follow Smith. You know what I'm saying? Then you pull her out from the rim, and then you could probably have one of your guards drive like Kelsey Mitchell or Caitlin or somebody driving to the basket, and then you have Boston blocking out, and then that leads to points. But they didn't do that. Christie Sides, it's like 1 minute the team wins, she's all happy and whatever. But when it comes down to this, like this was a playoff game. Just take this for instance. This game is like a playoff game. T. Witherspoon is a veteran. She don't play the game. She don't coach the game. She don't play the game, and she's coaching the game. So she knows what kind of playoff atmosphere it takes. This was a playoff game atmosphere. You blew a 15-point lead, and you didn't make no adjustments. You could put Lexi Hall back in. Because one thing Lexi Hall does, Lexi Hall would definitely find her. She will find Caitlin and get the ball back to her. She will set screens properly for Caitlin, and that will leave Caitlin up to So I want to show the last few seconds of the game. I want to show y'all something, because the fact of the matter is that Caitlin had got the steal from Trinity Carter. She drove the ball up the court. Now she had 3 people around her, and now this is where Christie Sides said that she thought that Caitlin should have took it and drive to the basket or pull up. You have 3 people coming to you, so you don't have the luxury to make that decision. So she passed it to Christy Wallace. Christy Wallace stumbled. She drove. You got Aaliyah Boston trailing. All you had to do is kick it back to her. The score was 88-87 at the time. The worst thing could happen, Aaliyah Boston makes that shot, Cardozo foul her 2 shots at the line, which I don't know what's going on with Aaliyah Boston at the free throw line, but she's missing crucial shots at the line. Now, she did have 18 points, but still, she could have had she was 8 for 14 from the field, 1 for 3-point line. She was 1 for 4 from the free throw line. So if she had made her free throws, guess what? That's 3 points more. That's game. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but you had a trailer coming in. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about, and I'll get back with y'all. Now, you see that as she was coming down. I'm going to show you one more time. Now, Clark got the ball. She's pushing. Boom. She gives it to Wallace. Wallace comes somewhere. She could have, if she had 2 people there. She had Boston trailing, and she had Katie Lou on the backside. Even if you wasn't sure, why take the shot? Just dribble out of it, kick it to Katie Lou. Clark would have just spun around that side, and Katie Lou would have found her, and Clark probably would have had a wide open 3. But you put the ball in Wallace and Mitchell and Wallace, Wheeler, and Mitchell hand. They dribble with their head down all the time. This is how they dribble. They dribble with their head down. They're not looking. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got to look where your people at. Kayla all the time. She looks up. She dribbles up. She looks up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Now here's another play right here that's going to demonstrate another thing. All right. So Kayla got the ball. She's pushing. Then she throws the Wallace to the corner. Wallace wide open. Boom. Didn't even make the 3. That's a play that Caitlin could have took herself. But Caitlin wanted to be unselfish and throw the ball to Wallace when she's not even ready to take a 3. Lexi Hall probably would have made it 3. Katie Lou probably would have made that 3. Wallace doesn't need to be in the game when the game is tight on the line. She's a defensive liability. Her and Wheeler are defensive liabilities. They don't need to be on the floor. Caitlin needs the ball in her hands to direct traffic and find people open. Lexi Hall played 14 minutes the last game. She only got 4 minutes this game. Why are you giving Wheeler and Wallace 24 and 25 minutes a game? It doesn't make sense. You see how things were. Like I said, she had Boston trailing. All she had to do is look for Boston. Boston probably would have got the ball and got on the rim and pump fake a little bit and find her. She would have. I guarantee you, Boston would have made that shot under the basket. Cardozo would have fouled her. And see, this is another thing. I don't understand why you don't have Celeste Taylor playing in the game. This girl is a 2-time defensive player of the year in college, and you don't even put her in the game to slow up somebody like Kennedy Carter. Marina Marbury she had in this game. Mabry had what? She had 6 points, and she was trashed from the free throw line because she missed her free throws. She was 1 for 3 from the free throw line, and that was crucial because they could have went up 5. They could have went up 5 or 4 against us. You know what I'm saying? And then that would have sealed the game. But now I'm gonna show you something. Because Christie Sides said that she literally admit that she gave Caitlin the green light to shoot. Now that wasn't the case before. Now she's saying, oh well, now it's Caitlin's fault. She didn't take the shot because I give her the green light. So I want her to be aggressive with her shot. Okay, but at the same time, you still don't run plays for her enough to where she needs to be right where she needs to be at. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. So let's look at the sideline action in the last few minutes of the game. Not this.
Because of the new reset timeout, Indiana has not yet used. Chicago.
See, right there, Caitlin and her needs to be on the same page. And whatever Christie Sides was saying, Caitlin wasn't agreeing with it. Caitlin was like, she's pointing like, hey, this is this. Now, with 0.7 seconds left in the game, there's no way to catch and shoot. There's no possible. Like, if Timmy Fanbilly was in the game, Caitlin, as a good passer is, she could have found Timmy, and Timmy probably could have made the shot. You know what I'm saying? But the one play that Caitlin had, towards I think one time towards the 3-pointer by Boston that brought the game close. That play was supposed to be a handoff, but nobody came. Nobody moves. They stay stuck in the corner. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem I still have with the Fever because they don't know how to move around. They don't know how to move off screen. And then when they run in screens in the paint, it's like they stay jammed. All you got to do is do a rub screen and bounce off. Everything they was doing in the Atlanta game, they did it, but they didn't continue to do it effectively. You know what I'm saying? The Atlanta game and this game was different. And I don't understand because the Sky is not really that good either because they don't have shooters like that. They want to be physical in the paint. And that's where I feel Boston, I can't put it so much on Boston, but this is where Smith got to be tougher in the paint. She's not tough in the paint. She pick up stupid fouls all the time. And then what if Boston had how many fouls Boston had in this game? Boston had 3 fouls in this game. What if Boston had picked up 3 quick fouls early in the game, and you had to put Samuelson and Smith down there. Smith had 5 fouls. Samuelson had 3 in the game. But guess what would happen? Angel Reese would have cooked them both. Angel Reese probably would have had 30 points in this game. The fact that Angel Reese only had 8 points in the first half, and we blew a 15-point lead, and she scored 15 points almost by herself. They went on a 20-4 run. In the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark only had 6 points. Mitchell had 2. Boston only had 3. In the third quarter, Caitlin Clark only had 3 points. That cannot happen. She is the best player on your team. You gotta find a way to let her touch that ball. You gotta tell Wallace and Kelsey, hey, when Caitlin passed the ball to y'all, if y'all don't have a shot, work the ball back to her. She will find y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple, because you got to think the way Chicago was playing yesterday. They definitely wasn't allowing Boston to get off in that paint early on. They already they like, look, they want to do this, so you got to make them do this, and that's what they had to do. They had to start hitting shots from the outside to make Chicago play a little differently, and where they was able to go to Boston in the second half. Because once Camila Cardozo goes out, you could feed Boston all day in the paint, because there is nobody on Chicago that can deal with her. Not even Reese, as good as she is. She can't. Now, at the end of the game, we had before I even go any further in this. You know what I'm saying? Before I even go any further in this right here. I want to go. The Fever scored 5 points in the last six minutes and 38 seconds of the game. That's unacceptable. You can't do that. You can't score 5 points in that span of time. You were supposed to, because guess what? If you look at the box scores, if you look at the I guess you look at the score by quarter. If you look at the score by quarter, hold on, I'm trying to get to it real quick. Trying to look at the score by quarter. Hold on. All right. So if you look at the score by quarter, Chicago was trailing in the first quarter by 2. It was 46-45, 1 point game going into halftime. This guy only scored 17 points in that span. Second quarter, y'all went on y'all took a 15-point lead. And you scored 26 points in the third. Then you allowed the Sky to get back into the game because they scored 19 in that stretch. You know what I'm saying? So if you built that lead, you could have minimized a score to about 10 points. Then you would have made it hard on them in the fourth quarter to try to get buckets, where they scored 24 points in the fourth quarter. You had only 15. If you had scored at least 20 points in this game, 5 more points, you would have had 90 points in this game. 92 points. All you needed was 5 more. You know what I'm saying? 5 or 6 more points. Despite Kelsey Mitchell having 24 points in this game, it's crazy because she was 8 for 18 in the field. She was 5 for 10 from 3. And what she did from the free throw line, she was 3 from 3 for the free throw line. So she overall, but Caitlin passed a hot pass, I think once or twice, 2 turnovers. It was a bounce pass down there she couldn't get. Then it was an outlet pass, she let it go over her hand. She can't catch Caitlin's pass. And they don't practice this for weeks. You should be able to be ready for anything Caitlin throws at you. Because if Caitlin threw it to you, you fast enough to catch it and get to the rim. Whether you get a foul or not, you could do was points on the board right there. There were 4 points. Caitlin should have had 20 assists in this game. Easily. but they can't not benefit from it. Wallace missed right under the basket. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. Katie Lou pick up foul. She gave up a technical foul. You know what I'm saying? They had 3 technical fouls. One against, I think it was one defensive set, then one against Katie Lou for throwing the ball at Mabry. Then it was 2 technical fouls, one against Smith and Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm going to let y'all listen to Christie Sides before I get to Caitlin and listen to what she had to say.
No, I think, I never want her to not be aggressive and take shots. I really thought when she went out in transition after that missed free throw, I thought she was gonna take it to the rim or pull up right there. That would have been her. That'd have been a great shot for her, for our team. But I mean, we were up 15 at the end of the third quarter. We've got to do a better job of being able to finish out games, have a little bit more discipline in the fourth quarter. But give Chicago credit.
If you look at that, she said, well, I never want her not to be aggressive. Okay, if that's the case, allow her to play the game, the style that she has. She's going to make everybody else better. She's going to trust. But if you continue to take the ball out of her hand and it's like, okay, we get these big leads. All right, we good. We can relax. And then you expect for somebody like Wheeler or Christy Wallace to come in to continue that success. It has shown throughout a bunch of games they can't do that. It don't matter how many big leads they get. You can't allow Christy Wallace or Wheeler to run the show because they can't run the show. I don't know what's the deal with Grace Berger. I don't know if she's back yet. She's down on the injury report. I will want to see her in the game. You know what I'm saying? Something has to change. You cannot continue to play the same way and because you win a couple games, you can't go away from what was working for you. You got to make adjustments in the game. Weatherspoon made adjustments. Even Angel Reese was telling her players on the court, hey, we need to stop. That's how y'all have to be thinking. And then in the huddle, I'm watching the FIBA huddle. It's too many people in the huddle talking. Tracy Wallace need to allow Caitlin to be the general and say, hey, she's the captain on the team. Make sure everybody's in their place. Let everybody communicate, but not everybody talking because everybody's saying something and it's like boom, boom, boom. It goes to one ear out the other. And I keep saying this. Caitlin needs people around her that's ballers. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell, she finally good, but I don't think she's going to be here next year. I don't think Wheeler's going to be here. I don't think Wallace going to be here because the fact of the matter is they got 4 games coming up. They got Seattle, Aces, Mercury, and the Liberty. Well, they got and for Chicago, the same thing. They got a hard task coming too. See, this game was really important for Chicago. More so it was for Indiana. If Indiana had won, they would have moved to the 7th spot. Then, Chicago would have still been at 5 wins. But it would have got tougher for them because then they probably would have lost a lot more games and they would have been a playoff. Now, it's going to be tougher for them because how you going to beat Seattle? How you going to beat the Aces? How you going to beat the Liberty? How you going to beat Phoenix? All of these games going to be hard. And all these games potentially go about to be blowout. So you probably going to be 7-14 before you get another easy game. 7-14. So you got one more game against the Fever. You got one more game against the Sky. That's going to probably be crucial. You got probably a couple more games against the Mystics, the Dream, and then you got the Dallas Wings, a game that's probably going to be tough. So you got some more wins under your belt. But to me, you're gonna have to, and then then Timmy Fan Bailey is gonna come back at the worst damn time. She's gonna come back when you playing big teams. You should have had her back. You should say, I need her back to get her ready to play these other games. This Sky game falls on coaching adjustment, bad player execution. I ain't gonna put too much blame on Caitlin, but she needs to be aggressive. She needs to start saying, hey, F it, and take a shot. Stop waiting for them to get in position. They already showed that they're not gonna get the ball back to you. There's too many times that they sit there and dribble, and not kick and rotate the ball and have a ball movement. It's like they're afraid of allowing Caitlin to get off. Caitlin got hot in the first quarter. As soon as she got hot, that shit cooled down just as easy. It's like as soon as Caitlin start cooking, they be like, "Oh, she cooking now. It's my time to start cooking." No, give the ball back to her and allow her to continue to do the cooking. That's why you have a chef and you have sous chefs. The chef prepared the menu, the sous chefs carried it out. You just can't do that because sous chefs don't need to be in the same pot with the chef unless he's asking for you to. And that's the thing. Wheeler, Wallace, and Kelsey Mitchell, they don't know their roles. That's the thing. They don't know their roles at all. And me personally, Christy Wallace should not be starting. I'd rather see Lexi Hall start because Lexi Hall is a great defender. And, she might not shoot as efficient as I want her to, but she knows how to use dribble penetration, and she'll try to score. But Christy Sides do not stick with her. All right, before I wrap this up, I'm allowing you you already hear what Christie Sides had to say. Now I'm going to show you what Caitlin had to say.
I mean, sure, you can wish it. I'm sure there was an opportunity or two for me to probably attempt another shot there at the end, but I trust my teammates. Obviously, 13 assists, that means my teammates scored off of 13 of my passes. It's a really great number. So I'm going to give them the ball every time and give them an opportunity to score. I believe in them, and obviously Kelsey had a great game. I thought AB was really good. I thought we were really good out of ball screen action for 3 quarters, and then we kind of just struggled to even get to it. And obviously, but it wasn't our offense. Our offense was never the problem. We scored 87 points, and we really didn't execute the entire fourth quarter. We just fouled. We had to stop fouling.
Angel, especially in those last stuff.
You hear what Caitlin said. They didn't execute in the fourth quarter, and they fouling. They got to stop fouling. And they can't always be trying to look for their shot and say, oh, hey, okay, well, we let Caitlin do this, and then now Christie Sides saying to her, now she's saying, oh, well, I'm going to let, I ain't never said that Caitlin can't be aggressive. Now, guess what, Caitlin? You heard her. Take that shit and run with it. Say, okay, guess what? Against the Seattle game, I'm going to run the show. Because I think when Caitlin ignores Christie Sides, she plays a game. She gets everybody involved and she gets her points. But when she tried to do what Christie Sides want her to do, it becomes a disaster. It'll be looking good for the first 2 quarters, and then that second half, especially when the third quarter comes, because this is where the Fever have trouble with. It's always the third quarter after halftime. Either they up or they down. They'll make a good run, and then all of a sudden they start playing. You know what I'm saying? And watch what I tell you. If Timmy Fan Bailey plays Thursday night against the Seattle Storm, watch. I guarantee you, Laser Smith ain't gonna get no playing time. She's not gonna get another minutes. Because yesterday was her opportunity to really make Angel Reese work. Angel Reese only had 11 points the first meeting, 8 points the second meeting. You allow her to get 25 points? But she only had 8 in the first half? That should not have happened. The last 2 games, Caitlin Clark played against them. Caitlin had 23. She had 17, 13 assists. Could have had 20 assists. Actually, Caitlin could have had 20 and 20. Over 20 points yesterday and 20 assists yesterday. Or damn near close to it. She could have probably matched what Reese was doing. She could have probably had 25 points and 16 assists. You know what I'm saying? But, and then when you got matchup issues, especially when Caitlin, that's why they put the shields on Caitlin because she's longer. You know what I'm saying? And then Caitlin took off the dribble and had a layup, but she got blocked. You know what I'm saying? But when you got Kelsey Mitchell that got somebody smaller or whatever, and as spite as athletic and good as Trinity Carter is, she's not really that great on defense. You know what I'm saying? You could get by her. You know what I'm saying? She's good. She's got a good pull-up jumper. She's a scorer. She's a bucket. I give her credit. She's a bucket, man. The girl can hoop. But defensively, you could get her defensively because she's going to overcommit. You know what I'm saying? She want to stay in front. And then you think about it. Marina Marbury as, gritty. She's gritty. You know what I'm saying? But I think now she's in her head with the free throws. You know what I'm saying? And I think what's going to happen is she continues to get free throws. I think she's going to get benched. So I think that that's the key. I think so. With that all being said, I know everybody's going to tear up Christie Sides. I'm not even going to tear her up. I'm just going to point out the mistakes in each game. My thing is this here is that I feel like Christie Sides, it's going to get bad. I can tell y'all this. These next 4 games, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be tough. Because now these teams are going to really blitz Caitlin Clark. These next 4 teams, Seattle don't do it as much. But the Aces, they probably won't do it as much either. But you got to deal with Angel Wilson down low. How the hell are you going to deal with her? You know what I'm saying? Unless you make her foul you and get out of the game. Then you could probably play your game because they don't really have nobody behind her too much. And then Phoenix, I mean, I think they could play with Phoenix. The Brittany Griner issue, she's slow. So, I mean, I don't know how that can play out. The Diamond Taurasi's. We'll see, man. But these next games is going to be challenging. It's going to be really challenging to see how well that. Now, like I say, not the Liberty, but these next games is going to be crucial because I'm looking at it. Thursday, the Sky got the Aces, the Fever got the Storm. Then they both don't play again Sunday. Then the Sky got the Lynx and the Fever got the Mercury. And both of them are on ESPN. One was on ESPN3 and the other one on ESPN. And you got to think about it. The Lynx is good. The Lynx is good. And I really think that one of these games that Angel Reese double streak is going to come to the end because they both play, and it's going to come down to who had the best performance on Thursday and Friday, Thursday and Sunday. If Caitlin has a great performance, she could be Rookie of the Month. Depends on what happens with So these 2 games is going to be important and see who performs better. But anyway, enough about that. I don't understand. me personally, I hate to say it, but I really think that Christie Sides, she either need to sign somebody or cut somebody off her team. If you're not going to utilize them off the bench, they cut them for somebody that's going to be productive, that can help you win games. That's all it is. You need somebody that play defense, and you need somebody that can score from the outside. I mean, like literally score. A person that can't hardly miss. That takes the pressure off her Caitlin. If you got, say, if you got a person like Wallace, and you bench her, and you put somebody in that can score, especially if your core five, it makes it easier because people got to pay attention to that person scoring. Then that frees up stuff for Caitlin a little bit better. That frees up stuff for Mitchell a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying this, and y'all thinking Santi Sobley would be perfect for playing with Caitlin Clark in the offseason. I would, if the fever go for her, she's gonna be good because the girl could hit three, she could play down low, she could bang. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, all right, that's my wrap-up recap for this game. There's still a lot to impact, but I'm not going to even dive into it. I just think that Christie Sides, she got to make up her mind. If you're going to give Caitlin the green light or you're not going to give her the green light. If you're going to give her the green light, then you need to trust her to have the ball in her hand 90% of the time. She's going to give you the best opportunity to win. The girl played 40 minutes yesterday, and that goes to show that if you're going to play her 40 minutes, then allow her to be the floor general. Let her have the ball in her hand. That's simple. You can't play her 40 minutes and expect her not to touch the ball only a few times in the third and in the fourth quarter. It can't go like that. Can't go like that. Because there's no way in the world that the Sky should have ran down a 15-point lead in the third. Shouldn't at all. Shouldn't at all. But anyway, like I said, continue to like, comment, subscribe. Until the next time, I'm out.